Audra, Jared, this is Sarah Longstreet.
How do you do?
Hello, Sarah.
She's here to see Heath.
Hello, Heath.
What are you doing here?
I had to see you.
Oh, there.
I'll take that horse.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Well, now, if everyone would stop talking so I can get a word in edgewise, I just might be introduced here.
This is my son, Nick.
How do you do?
I think you got him, boy!
Good boy, Heath.
Yeah, I see that horse made you look good.
Still the angry young man.
I don't know where you came from, or why. But just leave me alone.
Would somebody mind telling me what the devil is going on around here?
Longstreet. Longstreet. I should have remembered that name.
What do you mean?
Let's go into the house. Leave them alone.
Please listen to me.
It's been 5 years. What possibly could you have to say? Except maybe the goodbye I never heard?
I couldn't think of any way to say goodbye. So I just ran.
I looked for you. A long time.
I was scared, Heath.
Of what?
Of you.
I don't recall ever giving you reason to be.
You were so full of anger. You were so unsure of where you were going, who you were, what you wanted. I needed someone certain, strong.
So you ran.
I was afraid we'd destroy each other.
Where'd you go?
Mexico. I didn't think you'd look there. And then I met someone. He was very kind and very certain of himself. A professor at the university. He helped me pull myself together. After a while, I learned to depend on him. And 3 years ago, we were married.
Married?
I didn't tell your mother, but yes, I am. His name is Mendez. Dr. Mendez. You've probably heard of him.
Rebellions?
Yes.
He's your husband?
Yes. The rebellion is failing, Heath. There's a price on Raul's head. I've got to get him out of Mexico. That's why I'm here.
You're saying you want me to help?
Yes. The federal troops are searching everywhere for him. They're watching me, any of his friends who try to help. I need someone from the outside. Someone they'd never suspect.
You figure I'm the one?
You and the Barclay name.
What do you mean?
The Barclay mines, Heath. You, your family. You can travel in and out of Mexico without suspicion.
You want me to smuggle him out?
I know what I'm asking, Heath.
After 5 years, when it's nearly forgotten, you come back here and expect me to...
Raul had nothing to do with you and me. I ask you because what we had once has to mean something.
Yeah. It means I was pretty stupid.
Heath, please. It's not that way.
Sarah, once is enough.
No!
Sarah? Sarah, you all right?
I hurt.
I'm fine, Mrs. Barclay. I really am. And I'd like to get back to the hotel.
I know, but it's late. You can go back with Jared in the morning.
I can't stay here any longer. And I'm sure Heath doesn't want me around either.
Sarah, you can't go through the rest of your life with things unsettled between you and Heath. I'll finish it tonight. You'll feel better for it. Dinner is in an hour, but you rest until then.
She all right?
She's resting.
She, tell you why she's here?
Yes.
All this time, then she's got to show up again.
She's frightened. She needs help.
She came to the wrong place.
Maybe you're judging her too harshly. She told me why it ended between you two.
Well, it ended because she ran out.
Maybe I can understand why. You know, I remember how it was when you first came here claiming to be a rightful member of our family. We had everything and you had nothing. You wanted your share and you were ready to fight for it, and fight you did. Sarah says you were an angry young man. She's right. You even scared me a little.
It was a long time ago. I feel different now. About you. About her.
You sure about that?
I'm sure.
I've invited her to stay the night.
All right. It really doesn't matter. If you want her to stay, fine. But in my opinion, you'd have done her a much bigger favor if you'd just let her go.
More coffee?
I don't think so.
Sarah? No, thank you. The dinner was lovely, Mrs. Barclay.
Thank you.
You know, Mrs. Mendez, I've met your husband.
You did?
Yes, it was not long after I was admitted to the bar. I was traveling down to Mexico. I happened to go to one of his lectures. I found him to be a very dedicated man.
Yes, he's quite dedicated. If you'll excuse me, I'm very tired and I will be leaving early tomorrow.
You'll need some extra blankets.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks.
know, I kind of feel sorry for her. We're all sorry. But not enough to hang ourselves with the Mexican government. Seems to me she's got an awful lot of nerve. I think she figures her husband's a pretty special fella. Could be she's right.
Excuse me.
Perhaps we had better not discuss this in front of Heath.
Nothing more to discuss. It's all settled.
Is it?
As far as I'm concerned, we'd be fools to do what she wants.
That decision is up to Heath, isn't it?
Not as long as it involves all of us.
Heath, whatever you do is all right with me.
I'm not going to do anything.
If that makes you feel right.
Are you saying I should help her?
I'm saying if you want to and don't, you may regret it. Think about it.
Mrs. Mendez going to join us?
No, she's not hungry. She'll be in her room when you're ready to take her to town. Very unhappy girl.
Well, now, that's not our fault, is it?
No one said it was, Nick.
I'm going to Mexico.
I don't think I heard you right. What did you say?
You heard it right. I gave it some thought last night.
Well, you best do some more thinking.
We've been meaning to bring back a load of ore samples from that new vein. I can hide her husband in the wagon.
Well, now, suppose someone decides to look in that wagon.
No one's ever stopped us before.
There wasn't a rebellion down there before either. Jared, tell him what the Mexican government can do to our franchise if he ever gets caught.
I think he already knows, Nick.
Well, he better also know that we can't afford it.
I figure it's worth the risk.
Mrs. Mendez means nothing to me, and I don't figure.
Stop it, both of you. I'll put it to a vote.
Nick, old boy, I think that puts your position in a little trouble.
Well, now, you're not crazy enough to go along with him, are you?
Now, wait a minute. Let's think about it. Suppose he does take Mrs. Mendez back with him. And suppose he sends her across the border first. As sort of a decoy to lead the Federales away. Now, it seems to me that way they'd be less likely to watch him. And I think he'd have a pretty good chance.
All right, what about you, Audrey? You got a vote. Now, are you willing to give up a mine for a stranger?
She's not a stranger to Heath.
Well, maybe you're right. And it looks like I've been outvoted. All right. I've done a few crazy things in my life. I'll probably do a lot more. But there's one thing I want you to remember. If you get caught, there's a lot more to lose than just a mine, you know.
Would you like some water?
No, thanks.
How much farther?
We should reach the border by tomorrow.
Guess I'm a little anxious. Heath, why don't you tell me what you've been doing? You seem very much a part of the Barclays.
I guess I am.
That's what you always wanted, isn't it? You seem to be where you belong, and that's good. I know how hard this is for you, Heath. I wish I could tell you how grateful I am.
There's no need.
Hungry?
Smells good.
Sit down.
That's fine, yeah, fine. Something funny?
I was wondering if you remembered
Remembered what?
this place. We stopped near here once before. The time you went to the Carney Rodeo to earn a quick fortune for us.
Lost $20 and broke a leg.
You hobbled around muttering to yourself for weeks. You were like a caged animal.
Yeah, I guess I was at that. It's best forgotten. Border's about 2 miles up ahead. You better go on alone from here.
When will you be going across?
In the morning.
When you get to the San Miguel Road, put this where this can be seen. My husband's men will come take you to him. I'll travel south to Rio Seco. I hope the Federales will think he's hiding in the mountains. And then I'll start back.
I'll see you in San Diego.
Name, please?
Mary Giles.
What is your business, Mrs. Giles?
I go to visit friends.
And where are these friends?
El Dago, Rio Seco.
I see. Well, have a pleasant trip.
Gracias.
Vaya con Dios.
It's her. His wife.
I know that.
She must know that we are watching her.
Mary Giles thinks we did not recognize her.
Captain Chavez is in Rio Blanco.
I know that too. Send Primo to get him. You follow her.
Chavez, Rio Blanco.
Rosa. Keith Barkley's coming. He's going to help.
Oh, good. Good news deserves good tequila.
Hi, Raul.
He's anxious to see you. Juan and Jesus bring him food and news, all of which is bad.
But he's safe.
The federales are looking, but he's safe.
They started following me at the border. I'll lead them south, and it'll make it easy for Raul.
Good. Tonight you will sleep. Tomorrow, you lead them to a big hole and push them in.
See.
Staying the night?
Yes, Captain.
Camp in the woods out of sight. One guard on duty at all times.
Senora Mendez with a pleasant surprise.
Captain Chavez, what brings you to El Dago?
Duty, such as it is. Well, with your husband and his friends, quiet life is not nearly so exciting. May I? Just for a moment.
Very well.
Gracias.
Since when do you sit with Federales, Senora?
I asked Senor Chavez to join me.
Oh, you have a stronger stomach than I have.
I am sorry, Senora. I've caused your friend to become angry with you.
I will explain that we're old acquaintances.
When was it we met?
It was at the Capitol 2 years ago. El Presidente's birthday dinner.
Ah, yeah. Oh, I remember. Your husband, he spoke very eloquently against the many injustices of the regime. Yes, I was impressed.
El Presidente was not.
Unfortunately. How sad it is that fate has pitted me against a man I so much admire.
I could almost believe you mean that, Captain.
I do, Senora. We are victims of the times we live in. I hope with all my heart that your husband has made good his escape.
It's too late for that, Captain. I'm afraid he's dead.
Dead?
Yes.
But when? How?
The details are uncertain. But I hope to find him and give him a decent burial.
I am very sorry, Senora. If I can be of help in any way.
You're very kind, Captain.
To a great man.
Senor Barkley, what a nice surprise.
Have you been?
Things are quieting down. Gonna see if you still have a mind, eh?
Well, I thought I'd give it a little attention.
Be careful, there's still a few of the crazy ones around.
Oh? How about the big one? What's his name?
Mendes? He'll be hung within the week. And his friends.
Well, I'm glad to see you're still on the job.
Buena suerte.
Vaya con Dios, Senora. When you see your husband, tell him he's in all our prayers.
I'll tell him that. Goodbye.
Adios.
Adios, senor.
You will be staying, senor?
I have nowhere to go. If her husband were dead, she would hate me. She plays a game.
A game, Captain?
Mendez is alive. And I will find him. Sooner or later, I will find him.
Senor Barkley? This way.
Mendez?
Very happy to meet you, Senor Barkley.
Won't take me more than 24 hours to reach the mine, load the wagon. I'll meet you here day after tomorrow.
I'll be ready. Where is, Sarah?
She's heading south as a decoy. We'll join her in San Diego.
Senor Barkley, thank you for coming.
Ándale, muchachos. Muy pronto. Chaos, Senor Heath. Chaos.
Rebellions usually are.
I tell you, in times like this, nothing is certain. No one can be trusted. The workers here, who knows where their loyalty lies? Senor Heath, I would also feel much better if you would take the gold we have here out of the country.
Afraid of being robbed?
Until things settle down, anything is possible. The rebels who have not been captured or killed are looting and robbing. You could hide the gold under the ore. Who would want to steal $50 of unmilled rocks?
You figure the situation's that serious, huh?
I do, Senor Heath.
All right. I'll take it out.
Ready, senor.
Good luck, Senor Heath.
Let's hope things are quieter next time I'm here, huh?
When they hang Mendez, things will be quieter. Adios.
Adios.
Yeah.
Any difficulties, my friend?
None so far.
I am in your hands, senor. You don't like me, do you, senor?
I don't have an opinion, one way or the other.
No. Sarah told me you were sometimes non-committal.
Didn't figure I was a topic of conversation between you two.
She's told me a lot about you.
Guess you have an advantage. I can only go by what people are saying about you.
And what they must be saying, huh? Mendez, the rebel. The savior. The devil. Mendez, the fool. Man pursues a dream, and soon he is a myth. He is everything, nothing. It all depends on the eyes of the people who judge him.
I'm not judging you, Mendez. Only delivering you to your wife.
It all began with such fervor, such sweet passion, pursuit of an ideal. Now I'm running through these hills like a hungry, frightened animal away from the country I only wanted to love. Unfortunately, Senor, fervor is not enough. We needed money.
Looks like we got visitors. Better get hid.
The way I see it, compadres, we dug the gold from our hills, so it is really more ours than the gringos anyway. ¿Comprenden?
Use the rifle.
Senor Barkley!
I hear you.
There is no point on any more of us dying, senor! You know what we want!
I don't know what you're talking about, Garcia.
Garcia? Hold your fire, senor. I think it's a friend of mine.
Garcia! Garcia! It is Mendez!
¡Paren de tirar! ¡Paren de tirar! Doctor Méndez. Es usted, Doctor Méndez. Doctor Méndez. Santa Maria. I thought you were dead by now.
Oh, hermano. Garcia, why do you take to the road like a common criminal, huh? And not a very bright one at that. We are carrying nothing but unmilled ore.
Doctor, beneath the ore is $25,000 in gold. Gold!
Whatever gives you such a preposterous idea?
I saw him put it there when we loaded the ore. Come, I will show you. I will show you.
You're a very observant fellow, Garcia.
Garcia. Senor Barkley is doing me a very great service by taking me to safety. We cannot reward his kindness by stealing his gold, now can we?
It seems to me, Dr. Mendez, this gold could buy you, us, a new beginning.
No. It is over, Garcia. Finished. Go back to work and forget about it.
When we first met, Doctor, you were not so quick to give up.
Things have changed, Garcia. Excuse us, senor. Dies hard, senor.
Where are they going?
Back to the mine. I told them you would forget this incident.
That was generous of you.
Well, I've learned of late that forgiveness is a very large virtue.
I'll remember that. that away. Adio is a trusted Barkley.
Senor?
What is this?
Sorry to detain you, but we are stopping all the traffic along the road today.
Oh, what's the trouble?
We're looking for Dr. Mendez. I think we will have to search your wagon.
This, Mendez, he the one been causing all the trouble down here?
He is the one.
Well, it isn't likely we Barclays would be giving him any help, is it?
Barkley. The Barkley mines.
Yeah, just taking a wagon load of ore to the mill.
Hijo. Oh, senor, I did not realize.
Well, no harm done.
Please, continue. And have a good journey.
Gracias.
Senor Barkley, I think it would be wise if we rode with you through this area. It would not be good if you ran into any of Mendez's men.
Well, thank you, but I don't think anybody'd be interested in a wagon load of unmilled ore.
The rebels are a very unhappy lot these days, senor. They might shoot first, then look in your wagon.
Well, I'm sure I'll be all right.
I insist, senor. It would not be well if a Barkley was hurt, especially in my sector.
Suit yourself.
Ándale.
Sarah did not exaggerate. The mere mention of the Barkley name and the walls trembled.
But kept him from looking in the wagon.
Yeah, for which I am grateful. You know, it's amazing. 2 years ago, I was a quiet professor steeped in books and ideals. Now I run like a hunted animal.
With a little luck, you won't have to run much longer.
What is even more amazing is Sarah. She's an American, a foreigner in this violent land. Yet she endures all. She believes in me, so she follows me. My life is her life, my risk, her risk.
She's an unusual woman.
Yes, most unusual. That is why I accepted this escape plan of hers. I knew if she once loved a man like you, you're a man I could trust. She would never be in love with a coward or a fool. This talk annoys you, senor? I'm sorry, but I think intelligent men should speak their mind. A noble cause can have an ignoble beginning. So it is with friendship. Believe me, someday you'll be glad that you helped me.
Ho, ho. We must turn back here, Senor Barkley.
Glad you came along.
Adiosito. Whoa!
Something wrong?
I'm afraid so, senor. Your canvas is loose. You're about to lose your cargo. So? What is this? Who is he?
Oh, Pedro. Well, you give him a bottle of tequila, he's through for the day.
Any man that can sleep on a bed of rocks is a better drinker than I am.
Well, he's one of the best.
I bet he is. Goodbye again, senor. Adios.
Thanks again.
You are quick-witted, my friend.
Suppose he'd lifted that hat and recognized you.
Then I would have had to kill him.
Drive in there into those trees. Please, senor. Please, senor, get down.
Senor.
Sarah, I've missed you.
Raul, what does this mean? I was waiting in San Diego, and then he came and said that you wanted to meet me back here.
He was following my orders.
But why? What's happening?
The good doctor learned I was carrying gold bullion. Decided he wanted it.
I don't understand.
That's not too complicated. Your husband's a thief.
You have entirely the wrong idea, senor. The Barclays are to consider this only a loan.
Raul, you can't do this.
But the money will be repaid as soon as we have our victory, when the fighting is finished.
The fighting is finished. There's not going to be a victory.
You don't understand. With this gold, we can begin again, stronger than before.
An army of thieves.
I'm not going to waste words explaining this to you, senor. Explaining what I am.
You don't have to. What you're doing explains it well enough.
Heath, the rest of the Barclays, they took a great risk for you.
The risk is appreciated and in time will be rewarded. Garcia, get the gold from the wagon.
No. This is wrong. I won't be a part of it.
You are a part of it.
I am not a thief. I didn't go to him to beg for his help so he could be made a fool of.
Sarah, you have no choice. You are my wife.
And I am not proud of it, Raul. I'm not proud.
I said get the gold. Muchachos.
Surrounded.
He saw you when Garcia brought you here?
We tried to avoid it. It seems we failed.
Senor Mendez, do you hear me?
I hear you.
If you make a fight of it, your wife could be hurt.
Senor, walk ahead of me to the buggy. Or do you prefer to die here? Sarah.
Wait! Hold your fire!
Sarah, get in the buggy.
Raul, it's hopeless.
I said get in the boat.
No! No, Raul, no!
I'm not a thief. Senor, your gold, I would have paid it back. I'm not a thief, senor. It was to be a beginning, a great new...
That's all, Senora. It is over. It is finished.
It's true. He wasn't a thief.
In the beginning, he was not. Let us remember the beginning. Your name, senor? I did not get your name.
It's Barkley.
The Barkley mines. You are carrying gold, huh?
That's right.
You had a rifle in your back when you arrived here. You were then accosted on the road. You were not acquainted. You and the doctor. But of course, since he attempted to rob you, that is unlikely, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
The only thing that matters is that it is finished. The dreamer is dead. And those who followed the dream can now learn to live with reality again. So, you can go, senor. And 2 of my men will give you safe escort to the border.
Gracias. Goodbye, Mrs. Mendez.
Goodbye, Mr. Barkley. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
You said you wished to give your husband a decent burial. Again, if I can be of any help.
You're very kind.
Howdy, friend.
Morning. Wait a minute, honey. Wait a minute. Yeah. Dropped your Bible. You better hurry along now. You're gonna be late for church.
Thank you.
Hey, you! Stop!
Get a doctor.
Lloyd Strider. They busted him out.
You got it.
Told you we would.
Have any trouble?
He's just busting you out of jail.
Yeah, what happened to his leg?
I don't know, Floyd. He was all right when we picked him up.
Yeah, well, it's lame now.
Well, maybe we'll leave him here.
Yeah. They will put that pack on your back. You stay with it, partner. You'll earn yourself a mess of sugar. Come on, let's ride.
Didn't expect you boys this fast. You must have rid with furs under your blankets.
Well, I hope you got some fresh horses. Ours are finished.
A few hours of daylight left. We'll have to be saddled up and out of here as soon as we can.
Say, that was some excitement you folks had over in Stockton. Them Striders busting their brother Floyd out of jail in broad daylight.
About those horses.
Too bad about the sheriff and the deputy, though.
Well, now, mister, we sure would like to jaw with you, but we got to get moving.
Moving?
Yeah.
Oh, you got plenty of time. You're supposed to wait right here. I got this telegraph just a few minutes ago from the sheriff in Stockton. Do you know who's coming to lead your posse? Seth Campbell, that's who.
Seth Campbell?
I bet you never thought you'd see the day you'd be riding with him now, did you?
I saw him in Carson City, over 20 years ago. Him just a-walking down the street kept those tin horns in the straight and narrow.
Wait till I tell my boy. He reads about Seth Campbell in them dime novels.
Well, I remember him when I was, about that high. He's wearing luck.
Nick, we wait another hour or two, it'll be dark. We'll be stuck here till morning.
We've been ordered to wait.
Just a couple of minutes ago, you were ready to saddle up and ride out.
Well, now, that was before I heard that Seth Campbell was joining us. Now, we may lose a day, but he'll make up for it and then some.
We may lose a lot more.
Here he comes.
I'm Seth Campbell.
Yes, Marshal. I'm Link Haynes, station manager, and I just want to say, well, I'm awful proud.
Pleasure, Mr. Haynes. This is my son, Seth Jr. He came along to learn the trade.
Well, that's mighty fine. I'll take your horses. These men here, they're your posse.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening, sir. This is my son, Seth Jr.
Howdy.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
No, it's been a long time since I led a posse. Pencil pushers in Washington have had me transporting federal prisoners lately. As a matter of fact, I was on my way by train to pick up Floyd Strider when his brothers beat me to it.
Mighty nice to have you with us, Marshal.
Well, it's a pleasure to be... Say, don't I know you?
Nick Barkley.
Not Victoria Barkley's boy.
That's right, sir.
Well, it's been a long time since I saw you on the ranch years ago. You weren't more than yay high. How's your mother?
Fine, sir, fine.
Fine's the word. Victoria Barkley's a fine woman.
Let me introduce you to your posse. This is Jack Wilson.
Mr. Wilson?
Marshal. Mike Owens.
Mr. Owen.
My pleasure. Jess Curry.
Curry?
Hello, Marshal. And back here's my brother Heath.
Well, it's always a pleasure to meet a Barkley. Well, let's get down to business, gentlemen. If you'll raise your right hands, I'll swear you in as deputies. Stand up, please, Mr. Barkley. Raise your right hand. Do you all solemnly swear to defend the Constitution of the United States and California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, to the best of your abilities, so help you God?
I do.
I will.
Well, now the way I see it, the Striders will head for Nevada over the Sierras.
That's the way we figured it.
Now, from the look of their tracks, they've got an extra animal with them, probably a pack horse. They've also got a lame horse, so they'll be looking for a fresh one.
Well, now, they wouldn't dare show themselves in town, so they'll probably steal one from one of the outlying ranches.
Exactly. That's why I wired to every ranch within a day's ride of here to be on the lookout for them. Now, that lame horse is going to slow them down, so if we don't give them any rest, we can make up valuable ground.
Marshal, you figuring on night tracking them?
Yes, I do. As soon as those horses get up here.
Quarter moon's all we got. Just right for an ambush.
Well, I reckon a quarter moon is all I'll need, but thank you for the advice, Mr. Barkley. I'll be on the lookout for an ambush. Striders will be moving at night, and so will we.
Here's your horse, Marshal.
No paint horse for me, Mr. Haynes.
He's a mighty fine animal, Marshal.
Well, I'm sure it is, but take it back and give me another animal, will you, please?
Marshal, I'll be glad to change with you.
No, thank you, Mr. Curry. I don't want a paint horse along at all. Never had but bad luck with them. You know, there's two things to remember about this job, gentlemen. It's skill and luck. Never underestimate either one of them.
Pa, it looks like that lame horse of theirs is getting worse.
That's good reading them, boy. Dismount, men. Rest the horse for a minute. Seth. Here. Loosen your cinches. Let them breathe. Don't water them. They get the collar. Fill your canteens if you want. Well, we've been making pretty good time. No ambush yet.
Well, you called it, Marshal. No paint horse. Maybe we've been lucky so far.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's the way I feel. Hey, I don't remember seeing you at the Barkley Ranch when I was there years ago.
I wasn't there as a boy.
Oh?
I grew up in Strawberry.
Yeah. But you know, I feel that I've met you someplace before. Is that possible?
5 years ago, I rode with you up in Placer County.
Why, sure. Sure. Yeah, that was Johnny Rote and his gang. We nailed him pretty good, didn't we? Well, we did, didn't we?
That's right, Marshal. You sure did.
No, we did. And we're going to do it again, son, if we all stick together. Right?
Maybe.
You know, it's a funny thing. People all over this country have put their faith in me from time to time, and the way I read it, you've got no faith in me at all. None at all.
Heath,
You ridden with Seth Campbell before, huh?
Yeah. Just how come you never mentioned it? I was working on a farm up in Placer County about 5 years ago. Campbell comes riding in with a posse after the road gang. I guess I couldn't wait to be the first in line to join up, ride with the great Seth Campbell.
So? All right, let's ride.
Guess we better be going.
I loosened your cinch.
Floyd, Jeet, this no good pack horse is slowing us down.
He's right, Floyd. The horse is high.
All right, quit your beefing. Stop here and rest him a while.
Floyd, we're not getting anywhere this way. Why don't we just lose that old plug permanently?
Listen, that horse is carrying something worth slowing down for. You better see nothing happens to him either. It'll be your hide.
It'll be my hide. Floyd, at least you forget. Me and Luke, we quit the Army just to come out here and break you out of jail. Now, you're joining me just like that buck sergeant did. You know, we'd have been better off to stay there on the post. We ate regular and we got paid and we didn't have to run around.
Why don't you go right on back there, then?
Now, Floyd, you know I can't do that. After sticking a knife in that sergeant, if I ever got near that post...
All right! And I don't want to hear no more about how good you had it in the Army. The only reason you joined up anyway because the law in 3 states was out looking for you.
Well, anyway, what about that horse's leg? What are we going to do?
Well, we're going to try for the nearest ranch, and we're going to get ourselves some new animals. If that leg gives out first, well, we're thinking something else. Now, come on, let's get moving.
How about another one, Marshal? Don't mind if I do. Here, boy. Just don't tell the temperance ladies on you, Daddy.
I won't if you don't.
Well, to get back to the story and finish her up. There we were. Old Bull Kimball and me staring down each other's gun barrels. No more than 5 foot apart. And the place was crowded with folks. I said, Bull, put down your iron or I'm going to have to burn you down. Knowing full well I'd never shoot in that crowd. Well, old Bull, he'd killed a couple of men in his time, but he wasn't pure mean. He said, Constable, tell you what, let's you and me arm wrestle. You put my knuckles down on the wood, I'll go peaceable. But you lose. You give me 2 hours to get out of town. Well, I wasn't much older than young Seth Jr. here. Weighed about 15 pounds less, but I was a cocky young buck in them days.
Well, what happened, Marshal?
Well, Bull got his 2 hours, but I had him in custody in 3. I can tell you, I practiced my arm wrestling after that. You know, it's a great sport. Hey, gentlemen. What about it? Any takers?
No, thank you.
Gentlemen, come on now. Mr. Curry, huh?
All right. I'll have a go at it.
All right, sir.
Heath, how about you moving?
There we go.
Yeah. All right. On 3, huh? 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Curry.
Well done, sir. I thought you had me there at the beginning. Oh, it was a pleasure, Marshal. Believe me, a pleasure.
Well, who's next? Nick Barkley, how about you?
No. I think I better pass this time, Marshal.
Heath Barkley. Come on, boy. Roll up your sleeve. Let's go.
If you don't mind, Marshal, I think I'll pass too.
Pa, it's getting late. You had a hard ride. Why don't we turn in?
Well, now, son, I brought you along on this posse, but not as my nursemaid. Come on, boy, let's go.
No thanks, Marshal.
Oh, can't let's get away with that. You got a stout right arm there. Let's get at it.
Oh, come on, Heath. It's no shame to get beaten by Seth Campbell. Kind of an honor, I'd say. Heath, he don't fight nobody under 80.
How's about if we break the Marshal's right arm, Heath?
Both arms?
Oh, no. Let up on him, men. Let up on him. Heath may have good reasons for not wanting to indulge in a little arm wrestling. Personal reasons, maybe. Care to let us in on them? Or are they too personal?
All right, Marshal.
Good. Go, on 3. On. 2. 3.
I'm all right, sir. Well, I don't know about the rest of you fellas, but time for another round. Marshal?
No, put the bottle away. Want your men to get some sleep. Seth, you stand guard. We'll be riding in 2 hours.
The Marshal's a mighty proud man. He ain't used to losing. You had to take him down a notch, didn't you? I hope you're satisfied.
Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. It's a trap. Now we're gonna rush him. Stay down.
Oh? Take it easy, Pa. It's me. Oh, let me have that. Let me have the gun. Oh, boy. Are you all right? Now take it easy, Pa. Here.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Let's get back. You need a little sleep, that's all.
Fine.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
I'm fine.
We heard something out here. What's going on?
It's all right. It's okay. Pa had a touch of pneumonia here a few weeks back. He was pretty sick. And those drinks he had tonight, they didn't help him much. But he'll be all right. He'll be just fine when he gets a little sleep. Pa?
One of us is going to take over the watch.
I'll do it.
All right, Owens.
Pa, you know, maybe you shouldn't have come on this posse. The doc said you needed more rest.
Son, I had to come on this posse. I don't know how many more posses I got left. I wanted you to come with me to give you the feel of things while I still had the chance.
I know that, but you got to take care of your
There are
health.
only 2 things in this world that mean anything to me, boy. You and the way I do my job. Now, that's all I've got to leave you. What I know about being a lawman.
Look, you've given me enough already, Pa. I just hope I can do as good as you.
You're going to be better than me. I know that. But I've got to teach you while I still got the chance. Do you understand that, son?
Sure, Pa, I understand.
Turned out to be quite a trip, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm better off here than I would be in town. That Jack Purdy talked me into squiring his cousin to the social tonight.
What'd she look like?
Oh, no, never saw her. I do know one thing. If she looks anything like the rest of them Purdys, I'm better off on this posse. Marshal Campbell. Could be his kid's right, you know. Old man, long, hard ride, just over a bout with pneumonia, too much to drink. He'll be fit as ever by morning after a good night's sleep.
Could be.
You don't think so, huh?
I don't think so.
Heath, what is wrong with you? You've been dropping hints all along and running away from them.
That posse in Placerville. I never was really quite sure in my own mind what happened there. So I never said anything.
You were after the road gang.
Like the marshal said, we nailed him, all right. But what he didn't say was we lost 3 good men doing it.
Oh, that happens, Heath. It happens.
Nick, I don't think those 3 men had to die.
So you're blaming Campbell?
I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just trying to think it through, see it as it was. There was the Rhodes ready to surrender. There was Campbell, yelling, "Take 'em, get 'em, take 'em, they're ready for the taking." It was like he wanted to fight. It was like he was out of his mind.
Now, you could be dead wrong about that, Heath.
I could be.
You know, the road gang is a pretty tricky bunch. You don't hold up a dozen banks and get away clean, you know. Could be the old man thought they were setting a trap for him. Or maybe he knew something you didn't know.
Maybe. Maybe if I'd tried stopping him, those 3 men wouldn't be dead.
Get some sleep.
All right, boys, drink up. Let's get going. Today's the day we bring in the Striders.
Feeling better this morning, Marshal?
All right, let's get going before that trail gets cold. Oh, Wilson, I took a look at your horse. You better check his left rear shoe. Seems loose to me. Oh, and put that fire on.
Well, he looks to be in pretty good control of things.
Yep, looks to be.
Lloyd, this animal's all give out.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have to get rid of him.
What are you going to do about that pack?
You're going to ride up ahead to one of them ranches and come back with another horse. 2 if you can. Now get moving.
All right, fine.
See you. All right, come on. Help me get that pack onto my horse. I'd be nice and careful now. We're going to need this baby.
Riders coming up from behind us. I seen them from the top of the ridge. I don't know how many of them there are. They're too far away.
That'll be the posse coming out of Stockton. We better get out of here. Turn that animal loose, Luke. Let me up behind you, Jeep.
All right.
boys, the trail's heating up. What do you make of these tracks, huh?
Well, there's only 3 horses now, Pa.
You telling me they split up?
No, I'd say that they got rid of that lame pack animal of theirs. It probably shifted whatever it was carrying on to one of the others. As 2 men are riding double now.
That's right as rain. You got to track his eyes, Seth. Now, men, we'll be tangling with him soon. Now, some of you that haven't ridden posse are probably a little nervous right about now. But don't be, because once you get into it, it'll pass, believe me. The important thing is to do what I tell you. Remember, I've been at this for 33 years. Now, just have faith in me and do like I tell you. All right, let's ride. Looks like the end of the trail's a ghost town.
You sure put them in our laps, Marshal.
You're going to be mighty surprised.
I don't know about that. I don't like those 3 horses out there, just like nobody had a care in the world. We'll dismount. We'll go up on foot.
That's a Gatling gun. Wilson, hurry. I want you to take up your positions on the other side of the wall over there when I give you the word. And then when we start firing, jump the wall and rush them. Seth and I will follow you. The Barclays will cover us and then come up and help us finish them off. All right, go. Get ready.
Marshal, there's no cover out there. They'll be cut out.
We're not going to let them get away. We're going to rush them now.
They're not going to get away. Their horses are back there. At least wait till dark.
I gave those men a lawful order, and by heaven, they're going to carry it out. We're going to rush them. Now get ready.
Marshal, we'll get those men, but rushing a Gatling gun in broad daylight is suicide.
You've been given a lawful order. Now carry it out.
Chance. You can't
move out there. Kept going.
Marshal, you saw what happened. Maybe he's right, Pa.
Don't you turn coward on me, boy. I take care of my men.
That gun's already killed 2 of them, Marshal.
Seth, you and me are going to rush them. Let's go.
Hold it, Marshal.
You know what you're doing, don't you? You're interfering with a federal officer in performance of his duty. Nick, try and talk some sense into him.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Marshal. He's right. I've got to go along with him.
Suit yourself. You shoot me, it'll be in the back, boy. This is still my posse, and my boy and I are going in there. Come on, son.
Pa? I didn't want to have to do that.
Now listen, boy. 2 men are dead because of that gun. We keep rushing it head on, we're all going to be dead.
We're going to need some help.
Jess, get down the other end of this wall. Give him something to worry about.
Seth.
Seth, let's get down to Swanson's ranch. It's about 10 miles down the road. Ask old man Swanson to give us some help.
What about my pa? Oh, wait a minute. Nobody's going anywhere. This is still my posse.
Oh, you take it easy. I'm going for help.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Stay here. I'm going.
No, you're not, son. Give me a son. Carry it back.
It's not your posse anymore, Marshal. Boy. Look here.
Yeah. Looks like they're going for help. Yeah, we better clean out what's left of them fast. Now, when I start firing, you bust out, see if you can flank them. Now move, I'll cover you.
You want me out of here? All right. I'll ride out of here. It's your posse now. And may God help you both.
Curry's it. Is it bad?
I don't know.
He's dead. Well, we got things to do. Better get these bodies back into town. Round up the horses, gather the men. Where's Seth Jr.?
He was sent back for help.
Help! Oh, yes. I remember. Let's get busy. Come on, give me a hand.
son is dead, Marshal.
Just turned 18. Wanted to be a lawman. Was so happy being with me. Give me a hand, will you?
All the Striders are dead. Wilson, Owens, and my son. I'll tell you what happened as soon as you get this man to a doctor. He's hurt badly. Now I'll tell you what happened. This man, Heath Barkley, aided and abetted by his brother here, disobeyed my orders, attacked me physically, and took over the posse.
Heath Barkley, Nick?
Yes, and I'm preferring charges against both of them for preventing me from doing my duty.
Marshal, you know what happened up there.
Furthermore, my son's death was due directly to their act. I want you to arrest these men, Sheriff. Charge is murder.
Seth.
Victoria. Good to see you. Won't you sit down? I had hoped to call on you, Victoria, but somehow, after all this...
Seth, I wanted you to know how badly I feel, how badly my whole family feels about your son.
He was a good boy. He always tried to do the right thing. That's the way he died. I knew you'd understand, Victoria, because you've always been an understanding woman. I remember your kindness to me the first time we met. Do you remember where that was?
Emily Fletcher's party.
I was a big, clumsy youngster. So shy I didn't dare look at a girl, and then you came over and you put me at my ease. Before the evening was over, you taught me how to dance. You came here to talk about your sons, didn't you?
Seth, I want you to drop these charges against my boys.
I can't do that.
But you've got them up for murder. They're not murderers.
What they did amounted to murder.
They did what they thought was their duty.
Their duty? Interfering with the proper authority. Attacking an officer trying to do his job. Was that their duty?
At the time they took over, were you really the proper authority?
Well, at the time they took over, I had a commission as a federal officer. I had warrants for the Strider brothers' arrest in my pocket. And I had duties that I was sworn to carry out. Yes, I'd say I was the proper authority.
He says...
I know what he says. But I'm interested in what you say because I respect you, Victoria. Now, after seeing me and hearing me, would you say that I look or sound like an insane man? Aren't I pretty much the same as I've always been?
Neither Heath nor I ever said you were insane, but there are such things as, well, lapses.
I don't have lapses, Victoria.
Your son is dead, killed by the Striders. Now, putting Nick and Heath in jail for the rest of their lives is not going to bring him back.
You don't understand. All my life I tried to uphold the law, and that's what I'm trying to do now. And the fact that you and I have known each other for many years cannot alter that.
My son Jared is going to be defending his brothers. Now, he'll do that in every way he can, even if it means destroying you. I beg you, Seth, I beg you, drop these charges right now. Otherwise it will wreck all our lives.
Can't do that, Victoria. See, you don't seem to understand. It isn't only your sons who are on trial here. In a way, I am too, because if they're right and I'm wrong, then I'm a crazy old man who's not fit to be a marshal. And if I can't be that, I might as well be dead.
There's another witness, Curry. Now, he'll testify that...
Jess Curry died of his wounds this morning.
I hope you understand how I feel about this case, Jared. I've always had the greatest regard for you and your family, you know that. But I've got to prosecute to the limit. That's my job. And I can tell you, it's not going to be an easy one for you.
I know that, Dave.
This business about Campbell being unbalanced. I've spent a good amount of time with him the last few days. There's nothing wrong with that man. Him go to pieces in a fight? It's hard to believe.
Well, I intend to prove that that's exactly what happened.
Oh? Well, then you're ready for court on Friday.
As a matter of fact, I've got a favor I want to ask of you.
Just a minute. You're going to ask me to agree to a postponement. I'm afraid that's impossible.
No postponement. I want you to agree to a pretrial investigation at the site of the alleged crime, just to see if it was reasonable to rush that Gatling gun.
Not so many years ago, Seth Campbell and 2 soldiers charged up a hill into the face of a platoon manning a battery of cannon. Now, maybe that was unreasonable, but the President of the United States personally pinned a medal on Campbell's chest.
And I say it was a different Seth Campbell in a different situation.
Different? In whose judgment? Nick's, Heath's, you, and you. If you were in a jury, would you accept their word over that of a professional soldier, a professional lawman?
Dave, all I'm asking is that we go out there and see for ourselves.
There's nothing to see, nothing. Nick and Heath claimed that it was suicide to rush that Gatling, but Campbell rushed it, and he not only survived, he killed Floyd Strider. Now, even if he'd failed, they still had no right, legal or moral, to defy his authority, because they had sworn an oath to obey him.
And what if he wasn't fit to command?
They had no right to make that judgment.
Dave, these are my brothers I'm defending.
And it was at this point that you gave the order to rush that Gatling while Nick and Heath covered.
That's right.
Was that when...
That's when Heath Barkley tried to prevent my orders from being carried out.
But those orders were carried out, weren't they? The man was killed.
I object. I mean, Jared, I think you're forgetting yourself. The marshal isn't on trial here. You'll have a chance to cross-examine in court.
No, Mr. Dagler, I think it's high time that this entire thing was straightened out once and for all.
All right.
Heath, what happened next?
That's when the marshal ordered another rush.
And you thought that was a mistake?
To rush that tower in broad daylight without cover? Yes, I thought it was a mistake.
And I did too, along with Curry.
Wait a minute. He can't speak for Curry, Jared. And the rest of this is merely the opinion of your clients.
All right, let's get on with it.
By all means, Mr. Barkley. It was at that point that your brothers attacked me and took over the posse illegally.
You deny that, Heath Barkley?
No.
I really don't know what you're getting at. As far as I can see, this whole thing merely strengthens the position of the prosecution. Now, I don't mind, but you really feel you want to continue?
Yes, I do. Marshal, was your son with you when you came to?
Yes, he was.
What condition were you in?
Well, other than a slight headache, I was fine.
And that's when Seth Jr. left you?
Yes, it was. The fighting continued. Seth went for help.
What happened then?
Well, as I say, the fighting continued. And... Well, it was then that I made a resolve that I was going to get out of it. Matter of fact, I'd been physically forced to stay out of it. I decided to give the Barkleys their head. So I left. But I was still head of that posse, Mr. Barkley, and I wasn't going to let the Striders get away.
I don't see any reason to continue this. The main facts have been established.
Not quite. Seems to me we still have a question of the Gatling's field of fire. Now, I suggest that we set the conditions up as they actually were when the fighting broke out. Marshal, I've got a man up there in that tower. He's going to fire that gun on my signal. Can you remember where everyone was when you ordered them to rush that gun?
Yes, of course. Wilson and Curry, they were behind the wall there, positioned to rush. And well, the rest of us were all right over here.
Are you sure we're safe from the bullets here?
Oh, yes, we're safe here.
are you going to tell me that a rational man would send anybody into this field of fire?
What's all this nonsense about a field of fire? When you're in a firefight, sir, you don't sit there like a rat in a trap. You attack.
That's when you mounted your horse and jumped the wall.
Yes, that's right. That's when I mounted my horse and jumped the wall, and if I hadn't, your two brothers would have been slaughtered.
Slaughtered? Heath and Nick was safe from the Gatling gun behind the wall.
Safe, were they? Well, one of the Striders had flanked them, and if I hadn't spotted them, they both would have been killed.
Nick and Heath were busy with two of the Striders. Floyd was up in the tower with the Gatling. Now, where did you spot another Strider?
Right after I'd mounted my horse. Spotted him in the alley down there. I wheeled, and I fired.
You wheeled and fired where?
There.
No, Mother. How'd it go?
He's gone. It's one of the saddest things I've ever done, putting him on that train.
How was he?
Oh, very confused. I don't think he'll ever get used to the idea that his son is gone.
Have a great career end like that.
Well, you all did the best you could. By the way, we've been invited to the Claytons for dinner tonight.
Oh? Oh, say, Nick, that reminds me.
What?
Sarah Purdy's going to be there tonight.
Oh, well, now, that's mighty fine. It's just too bad I'm too tired to do much of anything.
Oh?
Well.
Well, she probably wouldn't have any time for you anyway. You're just a little bit late.
Why?
Well, since you missed that last social, she's just about had her pick of admirers.
You're not talking about the cousin of Jack Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Big green eyes, one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen.
You know, I haven't seen the Claytons for a long time. I think I'll go alone.
Do tell.
That's too bad about you being tired, Nick.
Yeah, we'll be sure and give him your regrets.
Pretty green eyes, huh?
Oh, beautiful.
Heath, where do you think you're going?
Oh, I'm just going up to take a bath.
I'll flip it for the tub.
Well, how come?
Well, I haven't been to Clayton's in a long time. Call it.
Well, I thought you was tired.
Tired? I want to get out among them, too. Start dancing. Call it.
Senator Bennett, I'm from the Stockton Eagle. Sure didn't expect to see you driving this stage.
Well, I had no choice, honey.
Something happened to the driver?
Yeah, a couple of fellas held us up 4 or 5 miles out of town, you know. They nicked the driver here in the shoulder. A couple of you boys get a hand. Get them out of here. Come on, Archie. All right, boy.
Did you recognize them?
Didn't have time to recognize them. Just shot them. All right, get the man over to the doctor now.
Well, a term in Congress doesn't seem to have spoiled your aim, Senator.
Why should it? We're always taking pot shots at one another in the Senate chamber, huh? Well, I certainly didn't expect anything like this. A warm welcome homecoming. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Thank you one and all. Stockton Eagle, eh?
Well, Senator.
Well, now. I hardly expected a welcome from the opposition.
I'm not extending one, I assure you. I live here at the hotel.
I thought maybe you'd come to bury the hatchet, Your Honor.
My party's never going to make peace with gunslinger politics, Bennett. No matter how colorful they may seem.
Sometimes I get the feeling that Judge Daggett doesn't approve of me.
How about a statement, Senator?
Why, just one second. I'd be glad to oblige you, young man. There you are. I don't make no bones about it. I've come back to run for re-election. I want the job, I can do the job, and I'm the best doggone man in the world for the job.
I'll second that.
Victoria.
Victoria
Jim.
Buckley, you are a sight for hungry
I
eyes.
heard you were coming to Stockton. Is Amelia with you?
No, she's still in Washington.
Oh.
We thought the trip might be a little too much for her. What are you doing here? I thought you'd be at the ranch.
Oh, we're having the house renovated, and I'm staying here till it's finished.
Family with you?
I'm beginning to wonder if I have a family this week. Nick and Heath are out on the range. Jared's staying in the bunkhouse, and Audrey's in New York.
Little lot in New York.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a lot of catching up to do.
Almost 6 years.
Say, what about tonight, dinner, huh? Just the two of us, we can fill in all the gaps.
It sounds wonderful.
About 7 o'clock in the dining room.
Fine.
Victoria? Are you still fond of pheasant and a chilled bottle of Chablis?
Mm-hmm. And our Chablis was particularly good this past year.
It's a shame we can't arrange with a hotel to furnish us with a gypsy orchestra.
Your company is enough, Jim. See you.
Dr. Nagel, huh?
That's right, Senator.
Thank you. Oh, be sure and spell the name right.
I knew Ben had once courted Victoria Barkley before he got married. I never realized their relationship was so close.
Victoria, during the time I was in Washington, I think the most difficulty I had was trying to learn two things. First, how to control my temper, and secondly, how to balance one of those silly little teacups on my knee.
Well, apparently you managed both very well. I didn't hear of a single incident while you were in Washington.
No, otherwise there wouldn't have been an opposition senator or a teacup left in one piece. You're absolutely right, Victoria. This Chablis is excellent.
We had a lot of rain last year, and that makes a great difference.
Well, it bears out what I've always said. Given proper irrigation, there isn't anything you couldn't raise in California. Why, it could be the greatest, the richest agricultural center in the world.
Well, I imagine we'll come to that someday.
If only we could convince people like William Daggett that the most important problem is water. What we need is an aqueduct, a canal system of some kind, No, all they can think about is how much money it's going to cost, not how much money it will eventually earn for the state. They're blind. They have no foresight. They're just not in touch with destiny.
You really believe in this state, don't you?
Yes, I do, Victoria. Yeah, I was raised in the Sierras, brought up, schooled in a gold mining town. I guess I'm just part of the dust. and the dream.
I suppose we all are. Otherwise we wouldn't be here. And so, to destiny. Oh, I've missed you and Amelia these past years. I wish you were here.
So do I, Victoria, but our doctor advised against me. Are you blind? Huh? Why don't you watch where you're going?
Oh, it's all right,
That's a
Jim.
clumsy boy.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to make it up to the little lady.
Take your hands off.
Come on, little lady. I won't buy you.
Take your hands off her. Drunken fool.
Jim!
What's the matter with you?
No.
You all right?
I had that coming. Sorry, ma'am.
Guess I haven't learned to control my temper as well as I thought. I'm sorry, Victoria.
Bartlett.
Who is it?
Message from Senator Bannard.
Just a minute.
He's in room 20, ma'am.
Jim.
Huh?
Victoria.
Oh. Yeah, I'll be right there. Good night.
What?
What is it? What happened?
Happened nothing. What do you mean?
Well, this note, it said to come here right away.
Well, I didn't write you any notes.
Well, I don't understand.
No, neither do I. What is this? Who brought you this?
Well, one of the clerks, I guess. I don't know. I was half awake. I merely glanced at him.
Hey, I don't like the looks of this. We better get you back to your room.
Hold it, Senator!
I figured Daggett was desperate, but I didn't think he'd be this desperate.
Judge Daggett? Oh, no. I've known him for years. I don't agree with him politically any more than you do, but this...
I'm afraid you've got a lot to learn about politics, Victoria. His only chance of winning this election is to discredit me. Yeah, it looks like the honorable judge has embarked on a smear campaign.
Well, what are you going to do?
Victoria, this is going to be bad enough for me, but I'm not going to let him drag you into it, and the sooner he knows that, the better.
But you haven't any proof. If you start trouble...
I didn't start the trouble. He did.
All right. At least talk to Jared first. Find out where you stand legally. But this may not even be politics. No, there are some people in this valley that don't particularly care for the Barclays. It could be aimed at me.
All right. Jared at the ranch?
We'll be there in an hour.
Yeah, he had everything all set up in advance. The camera, ladder at the window, the rig waiting outside the hotel. All he had to do was snap the picture and run.
Did you get a look at him?
Well, no, the flash kind of blinded our eyes for a minute, Jared, and it all happened so fast.
And you're sure there were no witnesses?
It was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, how about outside? Could anyone have seen him use the ladder?
No, not even the town drunk was up that late. Oh, it was a mighty clever frame, all right. A married United States senator traveling alone meets up with a beautiful widow that he once courted. Well, it fits just as neat as a hook in a boot,
It fits, all right.
You know what bothers me the most, Jared, is what this scandal could do to your mother's reputation. Just smear it right...
Oh, hang my reputation. I've been gossiped about before.
But not like this, Victoria. They'll drag your name through the mud in every barber shop, pool hall, saloon. Everybody from preachers to drunks will be talking about you.
My name has probably been mentioned in worse places than saloons.
Oh,
yeah. But the important thing is, how will all this talk affect your chances for re-election?
Badly, I'm afraid. If we can do what it did to Andrew Jackson, think what it'll do to Jim.
Yes, the political consequences are going to be bad enough, and well, then there's Amelia.
Amelia?
Sure. Newspapers will blow this up out of all proportion. When she sees that picture in the paper...
Oh, surely she won't believe anything like this.
You're a beautiful woman, Victoria. And Amelia's known all along that I've been very fond of you. It could worry her, and with her heart as bad as it is...
Now, wait a minute, Jim. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's deal with what has happened, not what might.
Uh-huh.
Now, first of all, I think you should stay here tonight.
Here?
Right here. The work on the house is almost finished, and you planned to be back here tomorrow anyway, didn't you?
I can't stay here, Jared, especially after what's happened. Well, people will be gossiping even more than they are now.
That's exactly the point, Jim. You've always stayed here, and if you don't stay here now, it's going to make people wonder what you are hiding.
Jared is right. Now, think about it, Jim. Think about it. If you do leave here now, what do? Just stop talking to each other and ignore each other when we meet?
I just don't like to be hamstrung. Now, I'm going to find Daggett, and I'm going to stop this thing before it even starts.
If you do that, Jim, without proof, Daggett won't need those pictures. He'll sue you for slander.
I guess maybe you're right. All right. I'll stay here. Because if I go back to that hotel, I'd probably run into him, and you know me and my short fuse.
Exactly. So you just sit tight. I'll check around town tomorrow. I've got some pretty good informants. One of them might know something.
Fine. Thanks, Jared. Just try to remember, waiting has never been one of my strong points.
$1, ladies and gentlemen, I'm holding here in my hand, weighs less than half an ounce. By measurement, no more than 1.5 inches across. It's small. But nobody can tell me how hard a man has to work to earn one of these. Because you see, my family were farmers. And at a very early age, believe me, I learned what it took to put $1 away in my jeans. I'll tell you something, I haven't forgotten that. I'm not ashamed to say that I value money. And I can't spend $1, mine or yours, without first knowing where that dollar is going and whether I'm going to get a full dollar's value in return. And I'm distressed, my friends. I am appalled by some of the men in our government who squander our taxes as if it was so much corn seed, who instead of being the guardians of our money, are ready to pour it out in all kinds of wild, fanciful schemes.
Now, you take my opponent, Senator Bannock, for example. Now, this man argues that building aqueducts is progressive, is far-seeing. There's no such thing, my friends. It is as reckless an idea as I've ever heard. And in the end, could bankrupt this whole state. Now, that's not a far-seeing idea, is it? Senator Bannock is no visionary. I'll tell you what he is. Senator Bannock is a man of incredible impulse. We all know of his record of impulsive acts, the gun duels, fist fights. Only the other night at the hotel, he almost battered a man senseless. Now, some of you may admire behavior like that, but I want to tell you that rashness has no place in the Senate of the United States. We don't want a hair-trigger temper in our representatives, my friends. We want stability. We don't want scandal. We want dignity. We want sanity. And if you agree with me, and you know how to mark your ballot, defeat this man, my friends. Show him the only trigger we respect is the vote.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Jared.
Hello, Will. Oh, thanks, Sam. Give my best to your wife.
Haven't seen you in quite a while.
How have you been?
Busy, especially with the elections and all.
I can imagine.
I don't suppose I can count on Barclay support.
Afraid not, Will. Politically, we're still on opposite sides of the fence.
Well, that's what makes horse races and elections.
I guess so.
Oh, I didn't see Bannock at breakfast this morning. I understand he cut quite a figure in the dining room last night. How was he?
When I see him, I'll ask.
Sombrero!
Sombrero. I knew you'd remember me. Look what I got for you. I remember me, old Jimbo. Sure enough, your old trail buddy, you do. Huh? Well, I thought sure enough you would. How you been? Huh? You looking good. How are you? It sure is mighty good to see you again.
He's been waiting for you, Jim. Hasn't answered a whistle and, well, ever since you left.
Hey, that's it, huh? I sure gonna hate to leave him, you know. We sheriffed a lot of trails together, me and Sombrero. But then, if I shouldn't win the election, I wouldn't have to leave him. That'd be kind of a bright spot, wouldn't it?
Well, I see Sombrero still remembers you.
I sure did. Great old boy, anyhow, just as sleek and sassy as ever. I bet you he can still outrun anything in sight.
Well, now, I don't ever remember him outrunning Misty Girl.
Well, he never really tried, you know. He didn't want to discourage her.
That has all the earmarks of a challenge.
It is.
You got a race. Length of the pasture and back?
All right. He's getting my saddle out of the barn. Oh, do you think Misty Girl will be able to make it to the end of the pasture and back?
Oh, let's go. Did you find out anything?
I've only had one day.
No luck then, Jared, huh?
Not yet, Jim. I checked the hotel. The room next to yours wasn't rented.
Well, then he must have had a pass key. And what about the valise and the camera tripod? What did the desk clerk say about that?
There wasn't any. The room was undisturbed. I checked with the housekeeper when she went in this morning to dust.
But that's impossible. We both saw the equipment.
Obviously, he had an accomplice. Now, somebody else had to be registered at that hotel to cover up his tracks for him.
That brings us right back to Daggett.
Not necessarily, Nick. This might answer a few questions for us, Jim. It was left at the hotel desk this morning for you while the clerk was off duty.
Yeah, you're right. It certainly does.
Here you are, Jim. I'll have you saddled up in just a minute.
You forget the saddle. Take a look at this.
Where'd this come from?
We don't know. It was left at the hotel this morning.
You still suggest we wait, Jared?
Yes, I do. This picture gives us motive, but not proof.
You know, one time when I was sheriff, a bunch of riffraff tried to frame me for cattle rustling so they could grab this little gold diggings I was working, you know? I didn't have any proof then either until I beat the truth out of one of them.
Jim, you're not a local sheriff anymore. You can't afford that kind of direct action, and you know it.
Well, it's better than sitting around waiting for that trap to close. Look, I kept my mouth shut because you asked me to. But I'm not going to let a thing like this be passed around.
Nick, you so much as go near Daggett, and it's going to give even more validity to that picture. Now, I'm telling you, as a lawyer, if you do anything foolish, the opposition is going to welcome it.
I'm not going to withdraw from this election no matter what. So, Jared, you go ahead and get the proof. I don't care how. And get it fast.
Get over here.
Where you going?
Into town?
This hour? Business or pleasure?
Business, but somehow I think it's going to turn out to be a little pleasure.
Like breaking into Daggett's office, trying to find those pictures?
And the plate that made him.
You know what Jared said about direct action?
Oh, now, Heath, you know I'm no politician. That doesn't apply to me.
Well, his office is in the middle of town. That's pretty risky, Nick.
Then stay home.
What makes you think I'm going?
Because you don't trust me.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I'll saddle up.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe you gentlemen had an appointment. But then, perhaps you Barclays are in the habit of calling in the middle of the night.
This isn't exactly a call, Judge.
Oh? Well, what then? Oh, yes, apparently you were searching for something. May I ask what?
Quit playing possum, Daggett. You know what we're here for. The pictures of my mother and Jim Bannard.
Pictures?
That's right.
Pictures? You gentlemen amaze me more and more. I'm a jurist, not a photographer. Breaking and entering is a criminal offense. I'm surprised you Barclays would stoop to it.
We're surprised you'd stoop to blackmail.
That's a serious accusation to make without proof. As a lawyer, I'd advise you against repeating it. Unless you want even more trouble than you have now. The sheriff will be passing on his round soon. You know, I've known your family for years. I'd hate to do anything, shall we say, to embarrass you. So I suggest you leave before he arrives.
tired. No sense you getting all riled up. We're just trying to help.
Help? Help who? Daggett? You certainly didn't help Jim.
Well, at least we did something. We didn't sit around and talk about
Whose
it.
harebrained idea was this anyway? It sounds like one of yours.
No, wait a minute. It
Well,
wasn't
what
such a
makes you
bad
think Daggett is going to be stupid enough to leave those pictures in his office? If he has got them, they're going to be in a safer place than that.
What happened?
Go ahead, Nick. Tell her.
All right, what is it?
Well, Heath and I ransacked Daggett's office tonight.
Ransacked it? Did you get the pictures? All they got was caught.
Caught?
No, wait a minute. Don't blame Heath. It was all my doing. He only went along with it because he couldn't talk me out of it.
Where is Heath?
Down in the stable, unsaddling the horses.
Nick, you've really done it this time. Not only have you broken the law, but you've handed Daggett a nice present all wrapped up in blue ribbons. If he isn't involved with the pictures, he knows now that we've got something to hide. And if he is involved, he knows that we're scared.
Guess we sure messed up things, didn't
That's putting it mildly. With your kind of help, you've already got him elected.
Jared, I admitted we made
Nick, you are the most stubborn, mule-headed...
Wait a minute. That'll be enough of that.
All right, boys, all right. Now, you listen to me. We're a family. Mistakes or not, we stand together. Now, I suggest we all go to bed, get a good night's rest, and discuss this in the morning when we're calmer.
You're right. I'm sorry, Nick. I guess I got a little carried away.
Well, I guess we both did.
Let's turn in.
Good night, Mother. Jim. Good night. Sure. Victoria, the last thing in the world I want to do is cause any bitterness between your sons. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's gonna be like old times, isn't it, huh? You and me riding out together? Come on. Come on, boy. Come on.
Jim!
Well, now, where in blazes is he going?
Probably going for a ride.
This early in the morning?
Sure, best time of day to go.
Maybe we best follow him.
Nick, I think we better mind our own business for a change.
Yeah, well, all right.
Well, this is an incriminating picture. I don't wonder that you and the Barclays are concerned about it.
You deny seeing this picture before?
Are you insinuating that I have?
It was pretty obvious from the message on it that the opposition party's behind this. And you are the opposition, Daggett, whether you're willing to admit it or not.
Bennett, you seem to be making a pretty serious accusation. I hope you're prepared to prove it.
I'm prepared to back it up with action.
Ah, action. My dear Senator, without proof, that will be as indiscreet as being photographed in your hotel room with Victoria.
Who said it was my hotel?
Well, isn't that the obvious place? I simply assume that you and...
Is it obvious? Well, Victoria had a room in the hotel, too. How do you know it wasn't in her room?
Your room, her room, what difference does it make? The point is, you finally slipped up. You've finally been caught in something that'll show the voters what an unprincipled man you are.
A liar and a blackmailer, Daggett. I might not be able to prove it, but one thing, I'm not going to stand still for a smear campaign. If you're going to try and discredit me, you're going to have to do it not only in public, but at gunpoint. Do you understand me, Daggett? At gunpoint.
Violence. You think that's the answer to everything, don't you, Bennett? Violence. Well, I'll tell you something. It isn't going to work this time. You're not going to force me into a gun duel with you, no matter what you do.
I'll be waiting for you tomorrow morning at the south edge of town, Daggett. And if you're not there, I'm going to come and get you.
If you do, you'll meet the sheriff.
The sheriff won't be able to keep me away from you forever. Tomorrow morning. I want to remember, the only man who's going to withdraw from this election will be the dead man.
Finally. I was beginning to think you weren't coming, Gil.
I wouldn't have if your message hadn't said it was so important. It's risky meeting this close to town.
I didn't have any choice. I want some more prints of that picture right away.
I told you to let me make more than just 2 copies.
I didn't think I was going to have to use them. But Bannard refuses to withdraw. Here's the plate. I want enough prints for every newspaper in the state.
All right. But you'll have to pick them up. I'm not coming out here from Oxville again. With a man like Bannard involved, it's just too dangerous.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm driving to Sacramento in the morning. I'll pick them up at your shop on my way.
Oh? Our original deal was for $200?
That's right.
This will cost you a little extra.
What are you talking about? Our deal included as many prints as I wanted, and you know it.
It didn't include 2 trips.
All right, I'll give you another $50.
150 sounds more like it.
150?
Bannard would probably be willing to pay even more.
All right. You just better make those prints legible. Or you don't get a cent.
Your clerk said you'd be back in a few minutes, so I decided to wait.
I presume you came for the same reason Bannard did.
Jim was here?
Oh, yes. A couple of hours ago. He showed me that rather, shall we say, interesting picture of the two of you.
I didn't know he was planning to discuss this with you.
We discussed nothing. He insulted and threatened me.
That picture is a fraud, Will. I came here to ask you to put a stop to it.
Indeed. And what makes you think I could?
Well, it may not be your doing, but obviously someone in your party is behind it. And with your influence, you could certainly put a stop to it.
Last night, your sons ransacked my office, accused me of arranging for the picture. Now you come in and ask me for my help.
What Nick and Heath did was wrong, but they were trying to end a vicious smear, and so should you. No matter what you think about Jim, I can't believe that you would condone such dishonest tactics to defeat him.
Jim Bannard is an impractical man with plans that will ruin this whole state. He's also a violent, unprincipled killer. He proved that today when he threatened my life. I feel that anything which defeats him is a service to the people.
Then you're willing to allow this fraud to go through?
Fraud? I wasn't in that hotel room, Victoria. Only you and Bannard were. You'll regret that, Victoria. Believe me.
I doubt it.
Victoria? You can tell your Senator Bannard I won't be at the edge of town tomorrow morning. I'll be driving to Sacramento. By the time I arrive, I'll expect word of his withdrawal from this campaign.
I knew we disagreed on politics, Will, but not on principle. Obviously, I was wrong. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Victoria.
Breakfast will be ready. What are you doing?
You said Daggett was driving to Sacramento this morning. I'm going after him.
With those?
Mm-hmm. That message he sent was a threat, Victoria. It was carefully disguised, yes, I'll admit, but nevertheless a threat.
So are those pistols.
At least they're honest.
Daggett is not going to fight a duel with you. He told you that yesterday.
And I'll just have to make him change his mind.
do you want, Bennett?
Victoria gave me your message, Daggett. I'm here to give you one last chance to settle this thing honorably.
Honorably? Well, I couldn't outdraw you, and you know it.
All right? We'll even the odds. I'll give you first shot with a dueling pistol.
You're even more of a fool than I thought you were. I don't deal in guns. Get out of my way, Bannard.
Very well. You leave me no choice. But first, I'm going to have to relieve you of those pictures.
You'll relieve me of nothing!
He's dead, Jim.
Gotta find those pictures. Nothing. He must be in his valise. Got to be in here. One. There's got to be more than one. It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe the sheriff will find more.
What are you talking about?
A man is dead, Jim. We have to report it.
You know what that could mean? Huh? But they'll accuse me of murder.
But it was an accident. I saw it.
You saw it. You, the compromised woman. The woman who was photographed in my hotel bedroom in the middle of the night. Don't you realize what the prosecution can do with that?
But the picture is a fraud. All we have to do is find the photographer.
The photographer has gone. Victoria, don't you... Will you please just listen to me? But you see, without a witness, your testimony means absolutely nothing. Huh? Why, they just tear you to pieces. They say you were lying to protect your lover. They might even accuse you of being an accomplice. No, the best thing for us to do is just walk away.
Walk away?
Sure. There's nothing here to connect us with Daggett. No pictures, no nothing. They'll find the body. They'll assume it was a robbery, and nobody will ever know any different.
We'll know it, Jim.
Victoria. If it was only my life that's at stake, or my political career, I wouldn't ask you to do this. But there's no point in reporting this now to the sheriff. Daggett's dead. We can do nothing for him. But if I have to go through a murder trial, even though I won't be convicted, but the excitement, the tension, it could very well kill Amelia.
I'm sorry, Jim. I can't withhold evidence. even for Amelia.
Well, what are you doing? I won't let you do it. You understand? You can't. I won't. You think...
Tori. Oh. Forgive me. Please, I just lost control. Do what you have to do.
Anybody here?
With you in a minute. Good evening, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Now, don't pretend you don't know me. We met the night you delivered that note.
Note? I don't understand. There must be some mistake.
There's no mistake, and you know it.
How'd you find me?
Judge Daggett is dead. This picture was found in his valise.
Daggett is dead?
It was an accident.
What kind of accident? Was Bannard involved?
Yes. But it didn't happen the way you think. I saw it. Now, I need your help. Unless I can prove that this picture is a fraud, my testimony won't mean a thing.
Oh, no. I'm not getting mixed up in any murder. I've got enough trouble.
You're indirectly responsible for this tragedy. One man is dead and another's life is at stake. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Not when it's him or me. You know, just being part of a blackmail plan is a jail offense. And it wouldn't be my first one.
All right. If you won't testify willingly, I'll have you subpoenaed.
I'm getting out of here just as fast as I can.
You won't get very far. Once I report this, every sheriff in this state will be after you.
Oh. Well, we can't have that, can we? Not for a while. Not for quite a while.
it would get back. I'm as spooky as a cow pony with a burr under his blanket. Can't even write a letter to Amelia.
Would you like me to write to her?
No, thank you, Victoria. The words will come. Maybe I'd be better off to wait until we hear what Gil had to say. Victoria, suppose he won't admit that the picture was a fraud. You know, he can say that Daggett hired him just to get a picture as proof that we were lovers. We won't be any better off than we were before.
But Jared has the note Gil wrote the night he took the picture. He can't deny his own handwriting.
Well, in his boots, he'd be smart to deny everything and stick to it.
Jared's handled tougher cases than this. He'll break them down.
I hope so.
You can pour me one of those, Jim.
Jared, I thought you'd never get back.
I'm sorry it took so long, but that photographer was a little tougher to crack than I thought.
But did he confess?
All of it.
Oh, Jim.
Thank you, Jared. Thanks.
It was my pleasure. Of course, there'll be an inquest, maybe even a trial. But with Gil's testimony and Mother as an eyewitness, you haven't got a thing in this world to worry about.
Well, Jim, it looks like your chances for re-election are better than ever.
Provided, of course, that the voters are willing to accept the testimony on its face value.
Well, of course they'll accept it. They like you. And what was it you said that night at dinner? That you wanted to be part of the dust and the dream.
Jim, I think these voters want that dust irrigated. And they figure you're the...
What are you doing here?
He isn't here yet, huh?
I have told you that there isn't anybody else.
You say that to me right here in this place?
Oh, and why don't you ask me why I'm here?
I don't have to ask you anything. I know why you're here.
I'm here because Maria's sick, and she needs my help.
Good Samaritan? To a servant I fired for thieving?
She was kind to me. That's why I helped her.
In the middle of the night, when I'm supposed to be away on business.
Would you have ever let me come here any other time?
And that? I suppose that's for Maria. Take you home.
all right, I guess. What you doing, old boy, huh? Stumble there, did you? Huh? Old Coco's getting a little over this work, eh? What do you mean, old? He just stepped in a chuck hole back there, that's all. Yeah, I've been noticing. A lot more holes around here than there used to be. Maybe there are, maybe there are. You know, that trip you're going on tomorrow, that ain't no Sunday ride through back pasture. What do you mean? Well, meaning I broke in that new stallion you like. Won't you take him along tomorrow? Give you a chance to get to know one another. Big Duke? Sure. Oh, maybe you're right, Maybe old Coco here does need a rest. Maybe you're right. Well, yeah, old Coco here, he's earned retiring twice over. Retiring? Who said anything about retiring? Not me. Old Big Duke, you know, he's got a lot younger outlook. May even be able to give you a more personal hand at picking out them brood mares, huh? Well, he's all ready for you, Nick. Who's that? Big Duke. He's all saddled and ready to go.
Big Duke, what's the matter with Coco? Is
Nothing's the matter with Coco. He's fine, just fine.
He just needs a little rest, that's all. How old's he getting to be now?
I wouldn't know, but he's not as ancient as you seem to think he is.
He's 22.
At least I remember seeing a picture of the two of you when you were both skinny. Coco.
You remember? I remember. First 2 months, he used to throw me twice a day.
Well, he's about holding to that average now.
Now, wait a minute, Heath. What happened yesterday was an accident. I told you that. He stepped in a chuck hole. I know Coco. A man grows up with his horse. He knows that animal. Besides, old Coco will be cutting cattle long after this Big Duke of yours is in a rocking chair.
Well, Nick, I know how hard it's going to be if you'd have to put him out to pasture, but...
Pasture? Who said anything about pasture? Besides, I've got to go across the desert, and old Coco can smell out water better than any camel. So you can take your Big Duke and unsaddle him and, well, whatever. I'll be back in a couple of days, will I?
Talk about stubborn.
Let's take it.
Come on.
Drop your gun belt.
You make much of a living this way, mister?
Just do what I say. Now, you just come along with us.
Could you just tell me where we're going?
You'll find out soon enough. All right, let's move out. Get down.
Say you're making a pretty big mistake, mister.
No, I think you've made one.
Welcome to the club. It'll take 5 sticks of dynamite to blow your way through that window.
What's all this about, anyway?
You've got no right. This is the United States.
We got the same treatment you did. They didn't give us no reason or nothing. My name's Gandhi.
Barkley, Nick Barkley.
This here's Bodkin.
You sure they locked that door?
You let me out of here! You've got no right! Let me out!
You're making some kind of mistake, mister. I ain't done you no harm.
I think it best you explain all this.
This one, I would think.
Well, the Apache could find out for sure soon enough.
What's your name?
What's yours?
I'm Ben Dawes. I own this country about as far as your eye can see. And the people who live on it, mostly.
Mr. Dawes, I was just riding through here, minding my own business, and all I want to do is just keep on going.
Take a look out that window. Oh, go on. What do you see?
Horses? Just horses.
A bit more, I should think.
They all have white manes.
Exactly.
So?
Last night, I almost caught a man riding such a horse. He had been with my wife.
Your wife?
Today, my men searched the valley and the town. There are 3 men riding horses with white manes.
Look at me. I'm no ladies' man. You can see for yourself.
Look, I swear I never set eyes on your woman. I don't want to. Meaning no offense, of course.
Never set foot in this country until this morning.
All innocent. But one of you is him. Best the other 2 find out who he is. Let me know.
And if we don't?
When the sun tops the mountains tomorrow, you'll all hang together.
You'll never get away with it.
I will. I'm the law here, and the judge. As far as you can see in any direction.
It's you, isn't it? I saw her, you know.
What?
When they brought me in. She was standing in the window in the house.
Yeah? What does she look like?
She's something, all right.
Yeah?
Like one of them China dolls. All soft, white, silk, lace. No wonder that old man is out to hang somebody.
What makes you think it's him? Huh?
Look at him. Young. Good looking. I sure ain't no lady killer. Neither are you. Getting right down to it. She'd sure go for his kind, all right.
That'll be enough out of you, little man. We don't need any kind of this loose talk around here at this minute, do you think?
No, it was not him.
Young and handsome. Did you find it pleasant?
Can I do something for you, Mr. Dawes?
No. No, Tony. Thanks, anyway.
Beautiful tonight. It's almost like daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what we used to call a hunter's moon. Enough light, proper season, the right prey.
You really gonna go through with it, Mr. Dawes?
I have to.
When?
Daybreak. Lord works in mysterious ways. He takes. But he gives. And I'm grateful. My own blood son couldn't stand quite as tall in my shadow as you do.
Let me do the job for you.
Oh, no.
Keep your hands clean of it.
Tony, no. Look, all that out there is all going to be yours one day to make something out of it. That'll be your job. That back there's mine, and mine alone.
I must say, for a man that's about to hang, you don't look too worried.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm not too worried. As a matter of fact, I know how to get out of here.
You never said so before.
Yep, well, I'm saying so now. What do you got in mind?
Get out of my way,
Berkeley! Mine!
It is him. Just like I said right from the beginning. I said he was the one.
Come on, get Dawes down here. Start yelling.
There's your man, Mr. Dawes. He said so himself.
That's right. That's right. I heard him.
You're lying.
Oh, yeah, he was bragging about it. Only he said he wasn't going to die by himself. He said we was all going to hang together. Of course, I knowed it was him even before he said it. The way they looked at each other when she was down there. Of course, you saw that all yourself, Mr. Dawes. You saw them together. Well, there's your man.
It figured to be like that. Get these two on their horses and get them out of here. I let the others go.
But they're all innocent because I'm innocent. Can't you understand
You're
that?
going to beg for his life now?
Ben, please. No, please, why won't
Why
you?
didn't I just leave you where I found you?
Ben, there isn't any man but you.
No more. From now on, you're a prisoner. This house is your jail. You're going to be watched every second and followed every step, day and night. And there's going to be no man at all, for as long as you live.
I can help you.
How?
My husband's a madman, and well, you saw how he was, and he's going to kill both of us.
All right, just get me out of the cell here.
But will you help me?
All right, all right.
I know the way out. Will you take me with you? Just anywhere, out of his reach.
All right, but how do you get me out of the cell?
Here. The key to the door.
Good.
No, but there's a guard up there. The Apache.
Well, here goes. Looks like you got two yet.
No,
Let me take a look at it.
well, it's only a scratch.
Looks pretty deep to me.
Come on, hurry. We've got to go.
Take it easy. All right, go. Come on.
This way.
to me like you need a doctor. Is there one close?
Yes, he's in town about 5 miles. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Miss Dawes, come in. Sit over here. Oh, my. My. Let me see. It's a nice, clean wound. You're gonna be all right, Miss Dawes. You must be that fellow Ben Dawes is looking for. You won't get very far. We'll keep this bound up tight.
Why not?
You won't have any stitches in there. Well, 100 horses couldn't take you far enough away if Ben Dawes got his mind set on catching you.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'll make it.
And if you was figuring on taking her with you, you ain't. And I suppose you was figuring on taking her with you.
You suppose right.
Look, Dr. Ben was wrong about him. I just met him today.
Well, be pretty hard convincing him of that now, wouldn't it?
We could have just waited around until Ben hung him.
Yep. That's gonna be as good as new in a couple of days now. You just sit there. Hey, you drink some of this. Make you feel better. You know, there's no stopping Ben Dawes. You may have to kill him.
Well, now, I just might have to do that.
There'll be a lot of folks maybe not appreciate that.
Meaning you.
Well, you may not like what you see in me now, but you'd have liked me a lot less 7 years ago before I met Ben Dawes.
Well, the Ben Dawes I knew would murder 3 men, guilty or innocent.
Yeah. It's hard to figure. Man I know picked a bum out of the gutter and put some manhood back in his spine.
Oh, I see. What you're saying is one good turn makes up for all the bad ones.
No, as a matter of fact, this ain't the first time he's done something like that. Now, you take that young Tony Semper. The young fella just drifting along, becoming a real no good. Ben Dawes picked him up, treated him like his own son, grooming him to step into his own boots when the time comes.
What would you have us do, Doctor? Sing praises to the great Ben Dawes while he hangs us from the nearest tree?
No. As a matter of fact, I hope you make it, both of you.
Well, you best be going.
Miss Dawes, I'm not going to alert your husband. Man's got to pay for his own debts out of his own pocket, not out of somebody else's.
All right, come on. One of them was cut, sure enough.
Just the beginning of their suffering, boy.
You know, I never really believed it, Mr. Dawes. I never believed she was guilty, but she helped him escape. She even went off with it.
Just tell the boys it's $100 to the man who kills Barkley.
Followed a trail, Doctor, right here to your house. You had visitors during the night?
I did, sir.
My wife was one of them.
She was hurt. I fixed a cut on her arm.
Did you know they were running away?
Yes, I did.
feel sorry for you anymore. Time you needed help, I gave it. And when you had no friends, I became one. And now, when I get back, I want you gone out of this valley. You understand me? I'll be gone, Mr. Dawes. Doctor, you helped them. Why?
Because I'm a doctor, not a judge. I'm a man. I'm not some kind of a god.
Something wrong with him, Nick?
Oh, Coco here needs a little rest.
Yeah.
Not as young as he used to be, you know. But he'll be all right. He'll be fine.
I guess you're probably wondering about a lot of things.
Oh, you can tell me about that sometime.
No, you've already deserved the right to know. It wasn't always like this between Ben and me. Well, he was different when I first met him in San Francisco.
So where you from, San Francisco?
Yeah. I never knew my parents. I was brought up by an aunt and one of my uncles. That was a very unhappy time. Then along came Ben Dawes. He was on town on business, and he was just everything I'd always dreamed of.
So you married him?
Yes. I loved him because he was big and strong and mature. And because he said he loved me. And he brought me here to his castle. I thought I was going to be Cinderella. But this castle turned out to be a dungeon, a prison.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You don't have to go into all this, you
No,
know.
I want to. Well, it's because of me you got into all of this anyway. It won't take long. There's not much more. See, Ben changed. He became mean and cruel and jealous. And he never let me see anyone but the ranch hands and the people in town. And as you well know, he owns every single one of them. All those beautiful dreams he's gonna make come true for me. They're all gone. They're just gone. I'm sorry.
Now, wait a minute. You know, if we expect to get anywhere, we better get going before sunset, don't you think? Huh? Come on.
You're right.
Come on.
What is it, Nick?
Just a little breather is all. Oh, now don't worry, we'll make it. Right now, I'd say we all need a rest. Don't you?
I guess I'm not very much help, am I?
Oh, well, now, you're too pretty to have to work.
I don't think I ever left the city till I met Ben.
Well, that was just my luck.
I like the city. I like all the lights and the fancy places to eat. I had 2 weeks of that when we were first married.
It's all still there, you know.
No. I think it's too late now.
Oh, no. You know what they say, it's never too late.
You really think so? I mean, to be a silly little girl again?
Or a woman. I think maybe those beans are just about ready. You better dive in there.
Aren't you going to eat?
In a minute. I just shouldn't have brought old Coco along on this trip. Guess he's just a little bit too old for all this.
How bad is he, Nick?
Well, I'd say he's he'll never get within 10 miles of that pony of yours. Juliet, you sure you know the way out of here?
Yes.
All right, then. Tomorrow morning, first thing, you hit the trail. You and that horse of yours get out of here as fast as you can.
You mean alone?
It's the only way. Now, you make twice the time we made today. And by tomorrow evening, you'll be safe and sound.
No, Nick.
I said yes.
I'm not going anywhere without you.
You best have some of them beans. You've got a long day tomorrow. You're going to need a lot of strength.
Nick. The answer's still no.
Looks like they're gaining on us. Easy, old fella. Easy, boy. Easy, boy.
Come on.
Leading them a fool's climb. I know a shorter way around to that top.
Nick! My horse fell.
I see.
Well, I'm sorry I ran out on you. I was just afraid, all right?
That's all right.
Where are you going?
I'm not gonna let that horse stay down there.
But-
Now you wait here, you hear me? You wait right here.
All right, but hurry back.
What's he doing?
An act of mercy.
All right. I want him dead. Tony.
Juliet, get down!
Now move!
He tried to kill me.
Why? Tony, why?
You've picked yourself quite a pair, Mr. Dawes. Juliet and me. With her dead, you'd never have known. It was her idea. The house in town, the medicine, in case you ever found out. She's a clever girl, Juliet.
Tony, not you.
It was me and her all the time. I'm sorry.
Now you tell me about the horse with the white mane.
That was your own horse. Tony rode him that night. We always used to ride him. Oh, Ben, you're getting old. You don't remember things very good anymore. And you don't see things very good anymore either. You hear me? You're an old man.
Would you get her out of here? Thank you for not letting her horse suffer.
Welcome home.
Wait till you see those brood mares I brought back with me. They're out in the corral.
Looks like you had a rough trip.
Oh, just average.
Well, it took 3 more days than you planned. Why?
Well, as a matter of fact,
I'll bet he met a pretty young girl somewhere.
I did.
I thought so. I think I'll look at those mares you've been talking about.
Well, I imagine you'll tell us all about it. That is when you feel like it.
Well, as soon as I get old Coco here bedded down, he had such a time chasing down them brood mares, he's just a little bit done in.
What about Coco?
Well, he'll be staying here for a while. No more long, hard rides, just a lot of good rest. I guess sometimes the best way to hold on to something is to let it go. Know what I mean?
Yes, Nick. I know.